Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
That's me. I'm on top. I call top bunk or something else. Hi guys. I hope everybody is doing well today. I talked to my boss here on the YouTube channel. She's a real bitch and she said we had to do a show today, so we have to get going. Let's travel quickly by Flu Powder all the way over here where we're going to watch some court. Semi-lurking and napping with the dogs. Hi, Beverly. I would love to be napping. I have to work shortly. Very shortly, to be honest with you. We will have mere moments to do this. This is the state criminal accusation calendar for Thurston County. It's what I found. So let's watch it. Shall we? Shall we? I think we shall. I think we shall.
Seat, please. Smell.
Your Honor, at this time I'll defer to Attorney Stashevsky.
Your Honor, I can speak to Mr. Malachi Patnud's matters, and if Mr. Patnud is present in the courtroom. Malachi, if you want to, you can come up here.
Patton? State motion to continue. Mr. Stashevsky.
Your Honor, I do believe that defense and state negotiated a resolution that encompasses all three matters on the calendar this morning. And in relation to case ending 1545, there should be a completed plea form.
All right, this is a guilty plea.
This is a criminal court, so
Driving first
it's
degree.
guilty plea, so he is the defendant. No claimants in these matters, John. Good question, though. Good question. I'm gonna roll a joint. Good idea, Pace. Good idea, Pace.
Yes, Your Honor. For case ending 545, state is amending the charge pursuant to this change of plea from driving under the influence to negligent driving in the first degree.
The state's motion and amend the charge to negligent driving first degree. All right, Mr. Patnud, I have your guilty plea statement here to that charge. Have you reviewed that with Mr. Stashevsky?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
You're giving up your legal rights by pleading guilty today. That means you give up the right to go to trial in the case, to have the prosecutor prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury, the right to call witnesses of your own to come to court and testify in your defense, the right to hear and question the witnesses who would testify against you. You're giving up the presumption of innocence and the right to appeal your conviction. And do you have any questions about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Maximum sentence for negligent driving first degree is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. And even though there's a sentence recommendation here, you need to understand I'm not required to follow that. I could impose up to the maximum sentence.
I understand.
And did anyone make any threats or any promises to you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
And here on your plea form, it says on May 31st of 2025 in Thurston County, I drove a vehicle in a manner that was negligent and likely to endanger property while exhibiting the effects of having consumed alcohol. Is that your statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
will accept your guilty plea to negligent driving first degree. Right, and Mr. Libby, can I hear from the state first?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would ask the court to accept their recommendation here between the parties. Additionally, the two probationary matters on for today as well. There is an agreed recommendation for 15 days of EHM for each of these and to close both of those cases upon completion of that EHM.
Mr. Stashevsky?
Your Honor, defense would request that the court follow the agreed upon recommendation as outlined in the plea form. Your Honor, Mr. Patnud shared with me, we kind of discussed what representations we wanted to make at sentencing today. And he permits me to share, Your Honor, with the court that both these circumstances of last spring, as well as some developments in his personal life, have been a real wake-up call to him that
Speaking of a real wake-up call, I am wet. I also had a shower. Hi, Mikey. How are you? Bruno, look. My sourdough starter is so good. I have to feed her before I go to work. But isn't she looking so good? She's about as wet as I am today. Right. Let's let the lawyer talk.
he's taking seriously and trying to get his life on a better track, Your Honor. His partner and him are expecting a child. He's also recent, that was news that he's learned relatively recently, Your Honor. He's moved back into with his parents so that he has more secure housing. He's also just started a job recently, Your Honor, at a kind of construction manufacturing plant.
On Monday.
And so he's been making some really healthy decisions to get on a more firm footing, Your Honor. And some of these circumstances were communicated with the state, and I think that is part of the reason we were able to reach the resolution we were able to reach, particularly around resolving the FTC cases and trying to get those squared away in a manner where he has some accountability, but at the same time, after he completes the EHM, we'll just have the one case requirements that he has to work with the court on, Your Honor. In relation to the EHM, Dave, one of the terms that Mr. West and I had discussed is if the court would entertain it, is having the EHM start date of January 5th. There were two reasons for that, Your Honor. The first was finances. Mr. Patnud wasn't certain.
Okay, first of all, that took a really long time to come up, and so I was really confused. Thank you, I talk about Bruno for 1 whole month. Hi, Lindsay. Nice to see you. I appreciate the support. That Streamlabs is slowing down today for some reason. I was like, how did she send that?
And that he'd have the money to start it like within the next 5 business days. He did say about 3 weeks he'll have the finances for that. And then I tried to accommodate for the Christmas and New Year holidays as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Shouldn't be difficult. All right, Mr. Patton, would you like to tell me anything?
I don't know. I think that all this has just really been a wake-up call for me. Expecting a kid has really turned my life around. So I've just been working and going to church with my parents and hanging out at home pretty much. I don't drink anymore, don't go out to parties, don't do none of that.
Well, you need a wake-up call, Mr. Patton. You do. I mean, you just turned 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy your age, you're building up quite a history of cases of crimes that are a little bit worrisome. So you don't want to endanger anybody out there.
I mean, you can have a kid at that age. I had a kid at that age. She is, it will be we will have a show tomorrow. It'll be later. I have to go to Costco after work tomorrow. I need to buy a lot of flour. And then I'll do a show. And then I'm off for 3 days, so we'll have lots of shows. my God, you had fancy dinner, but you didn't like the asparagus? We have fresh asparagus at our grocery stores. I almost bought some yesterday. I literally picked it up. I looked at it. I was like, do I want that? And I'm glad I didn't buy it because I ended up, I think, eating a sandwich for dinner, which really wouldn't have gone with asparagus.
Tragic consequences that can come from drinking and driving are, so I think they're sometimes difficult for young people to understand.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more maturity, a little more time, and, you come to that understanding, but, coming to that understanding because a tragedy happens because of you, that's a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be there. Now you've
You're good.
got a child coming.
Yeah.
Now, that will be life-changing. Promise you that. All right, I will follow the recommendation as to the negligent driving charge. So that'll be 90 days with all 90 days suspended. Financial obligations will be a probation fee of $120. For the next 2 years, don't violate the law, don't drive without your license and insurance, don't go to bars or taverns, don't consume any alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs, and don't refuse a breath test. Follow up with your substance use evaluation. Do any treatment that's recommended as part of that.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, this is my favorite squash plant right now. This is called a delicata squash, I think. Isn't it so cute? It's delicious too. You like cut the top off, cut it in half, scrape out the middle, slice it up, put it on the pan with some oil, and I bought French sea salt for my baking, and I put a little bit of that on it, and it's delicious. Delicata. And then I also got these. Look. I mean, who can resist that? Who can resist it when it comes with this? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I would say it's very similar to like butternut squash. But I just couldn't resist these. Satsuma mandarins. They're so cute. Hi, Courtney. But I would highly recommend delicata squash. Very good.
And then complete one session of the victim panel. And I will give you until the end of February to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a print form because for some reason I can't sign that. All right, and then the case you're on probation for. There's two cause numbers, 999 and 126. I impose that 15 days as a probation violation. 15 days can be done on electronic home monitoring. And start that by January 5th.
And I apologize, Your Honor, and Mr. Stashevsky is well within his right to correct me, but it's 15 days EHM for each of the two probation cases. So I believe the agreement is for 30 days total of EHM.
Yes, that is defense's understanding as well.
That case will be closed once you complete the EHM.
I think he was driving drunk.
9, same thing, 15 days.
You don't even need a license because we can just travel. I'm not sure why anybody gets licenses anyways. That's so dumb. What a waste of money. All you need to do is travel and memorize like a little speech,
Print these
and you're fine.
documents for you, and then you can get yourself signed up for your EHM. That take care of. Don't wait on any of these requirements.
Okay.
They come fast.
It's not even afternoon yet. Man, would I like a nooner.
All right, we'll have those ready for you. in just a minute.
Mikey's here, Bruno. Don't talk about fences getting hurt. He's sensitive to those things. We're gonna be making sourdough crackers this week. Also, I just want to point out somebody recently left a comment on one of my videos saying that I was dressed
Yeah.
inappropriately for court. I'm not sure if they misunderstand that I'm not actually appearing at the courthouse, even though I guess it looks like I am.
I have two waivers,
Sure.
if I may. The first, Your Honor, is Christian Panis, number 15 on the 10 a.m. docket, Your Honor.
Penis? Penis or anus? What did
Your
he
Honor,
say?
Requesting that my client's appearance be waived under 3.4 as I've been in good communication with him. And Your Honor, we're just working on an affirmative that I think will be relevant to resolution dialogue.
State of any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Then grant the continuance and reset trial to February 23rd. Reset confirmation to February 13th.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Bruno, you just made me realize I am absolutely going to have to make some penis-shaped crackers for a few friends of mine that will get the joke. We're going to have... Yes. Yes. That's happening now. There's one girlfriend of mine and she's always sending me things that are in the shape of penises. And I send them back to her. But I think I will make special crackers for her. They're perfect for dipping. They'll be perfect for dipping.
Speak to is Miss Danielle Tyler. Tyler's matters number 9 on the 10:30 docket, Your Honor. And requesting that the court waive her appearance under 3.4 as I've been in good communication with her. Your Honor, I have submitted a waiver of speedy trial in this case. I appreciate that this is an older case. I do believe there was some warrant history. What I would like to relate to the court is that since I've been working on the case with Ms. Tyler, we've been in good communication. I've got a good phone number for her and she knows how to reach me and I know how to reach her. Additionally, Your Honor, I conducted an interview in this case. That was a pretty technical and extensive interview with the specialist, and I want to have an opportunity to discuss that with her. I haven't been able to have that conversation yet. I'm also waiting on a public records request production that will potentially be relevant to this case. And the Washington State Patrol has told us, I forget the exact terminology, but it sounded like it's going to take them longer than it would normally take. And so that's the reason, some of the context for the request, Your Honor.
State.
No objection.
All right, again, we'll grant the continuance and set the trial to February 23rd. Set confirmation February 13th. Mark that for the last continuance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm also going to be making Christmas crack.
Your Honor,
this year.
Mr. Keith Kusech, if I'm saying that correctly, just wanted to highlight for the court that I don't have representations regarding appearance, and I don't have a good phone number. I do believe a warrant is pre-existing from the last hearing.
Check that. Yeah, it appears to be. Okay, in that case, just leave the warrant outstanding and strike future dates.
Your Honor, with that, I would excuse myself if I may be
Okay.
excused.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. Jump right in.
Hi, Brutal Bob.
All right, Ashley Garcia.
So for a change of plea today, there are 2 change of plea forms in the judge's folder, I suspect.
Courtney, that picture you sent me reminds me of the picture I have of my dad on a camel.
Garcia, can you turn on your camera and microphone, please?
Oh, she's sitting in like a cuck chair. The cuck chair in the corner with the keyboard to
Good
the
morning, Ms.
side,
Garcia.
tissues
Good
all
morning.
there.
All right, yes, I do have police statements here. I just gotta get them open.
What is the
Okay, so
poster
on
behind
the
her?
905 case, it looks like that's an amended charge, reckless driving, Mr. Libby.
Yes, Your Honor, pursuant to this change of plea today, states amending the charge of driving under the influence to reckless driving.
And then on the 906 case, it looks like that's.
Thank you for reminding me I
needed
need to
2
charge my
counts of reckless
pen.
endangerment, so is the third one being dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's dismissing the third of the reckless driving.
All right, grant the state's motion with regard to the 905 case and then the charge to reckless driving. All right, and Ms. Garcia, I have both those plea forms here, so did you want to plead guilty to reckless driving and 2 counts of reckless endangerment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you reviewed your guilty plea statements with Mr. White?
Yes.
You're waiving your legal rights in these cases by pleading guilty to these charges. You're giving up the right to go to trial on them, to have the prosecutor prove each charge beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury, the right to call your own witnesses to court to testify in your defense, the right to hear and question the witnesses who testify against you. You're giving up the presumption of innocence on these charges and the right to appeal your convictions to a higher court.
But Mikey, monetization doesn't matter to John. The bigger issue is that they can take away your channel. They can take it away. You gotta be careful. It's really hard to navigate the tributaries and meandering streams of YouTube that are hard to figure out, and they don't tell you. It's not like, you know, he's being obstinate. Hi, William. He's literally like, they don't tell you. They literally don't. Damn it, Brutal Bob, answer the phone.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
For each count, each of the 3 counts, the maximum sentence is 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. And even though there are sentence recommendations written on your guilty plea, you need to understand that I'm not required to follow those recommendations and could impose up to the maximum sentence for each count. There's also a mandatory penalty for reckless driving, and that is that the Department of Licensing will suspend your driver's license. And did anyone make any threats or promises to get you to plead guilty to these charges?
No, Your Honor.
Right, and then written here on your plea form on the reckless driving plea, it says on November 1st of 2024 in Thurston County, Washington, I operated a motor vehicle with wanton disregard for the safety of property. Is that your statement?
Yes,
I
Your
mean,
Honor.
I'm a wonton. Wonton? Wanton?
No,
I'm not a
but it looks
wonton,
like
I'm a
your
wanton.
plea.
Oh, we have some
The,
Shakespeare
reckless
quotes in here.
endangerment, guilty pleas. The statement in paragraph 11 says on November
Is it
1st
shrew?
of
Exclamation mark
2025 in
shrew?
Thurston County, I recklessly engaged in conduct not amounting to a drive-by shooting, but that created a substantial risk of serious physical injury to other persons. Is that your statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Accept your guilty plea on those two counts as well. And Mr. Libby, hear from the state first.
Yes, Your Honor, the state would ask the court to accept this agreed
Fuck!
recommendation between the parties. Additionally, as to the reckless endangerment charges, I believe I misspoke earlier. State was dismissing the third reckless endangerment. I think I said reckless driving. I meant to say reckless
I
endangerment.
didn't catch it if that's what you said.
Okay,
All right. And
That just went
just
all
so
over
that
my
I'm
lap.
clear, it looks like you're recommending these.
Oh, now I'm
as
wet in a bad
criminal
way.
sentences.
yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia does not have any priors. Mr. White,
Yes, Your Honor, this is an agreed recommendation. Just ask the court to follow it, inquire into any discretionary fines or fees. Ms. Garcia has she's currently in treatment. She's provided, I think, multiple evaluations to the court. Part of the reason for the multiple evaluations is that she does use medical marijuana for pain management for some chronic pain. Seems like all the counselors are on board with her continuing to do that. So we provided a copy to the court of her medical marijuana authorization, as well as I think the original evaluation, and then sent a follow-up evaluation to the court earlier today. So outside of that one, I guess, request or to the court to just sort of defer to her counselors as to whether or not that's appropriate, we just ask the court to follow through with the recommendations.
Your Honor, I know the last time we were here, the state objected to the exception for the medical marijuana. I have not seen that authorization for use of medical marijuana. Additionally, the substance use evaluation or substance use disorder assessment that I reviewed doesn't make any mention of that. I'll ultimately defer to the court, but the state objected last time. The state's going to be objecting this time.
okay, we have a court probation policy on the use of medical cannabis for people who are on probation.
Yes,
Leave my
Your Honor.
marijuana alone.
Ms. Garcia, would you like to tell me anything?
I just have chronic arthritis, really bad. It causes a lot of pain and anxiety. And if it was to end up having to stop and all that, it would hospitalize me, and I wouldn't have my children for probably 4 days to a week. So it's kind of concerning. So I also have doctor's notes from the doctor to continue it, counselors and stuff like that. Just
Right,
asking if you
Is
guys
she
can-
charged with
Yeah.
driving under the influence of marijuana, or is she charged with driving under the influence of alcohol? That's the question I have. I'm sorry, I literally just poured my entire fucking coffee on my lap. I've lost the glass straw. It's on the floor somewhere. And and now they're talking about taking away her weed? No, ma'am. Yeah, you gotta be careful, John, about all the stuff that's on your account. If it's ever been on there, even if you delete it, it still counts. They're very sticky, YouTube Daddy, when they start paying you money.
Beyond that issue, is there anything you want to tell me before I sentence you?
No,
No,
Your Honor,
I think
just
it's-
take that into consideration for my children and my sake, that's all.
I think I could probably speak to that just to clarify the situation. Ms. Garcia has been very remorseful through this throughout the process. I think focus on the authorization is based on the conversation that we had when we tried to enter this plea a couple of weeks ago. At that point, I believe she did, represent to the court that she's in counseling. She's doing all the things that the court expects her to do, and she's assured. So she's I think very remorseful for this situation, and definitely doesn't want to find herself in it again.
And is this also a situation with children in the car during the stop for the DUI?
It was a low BAC charge, Your Honor.
It's alcohol.
This is-
Alcohol. I was really interested because honestly, you have a very hard time proving impairment when somebody regularly uses marijuana. If you were to test my blood right now, the amount of marijuana that would be in it, even though, I mean, like, even without smoking, like if you were to lock me in a cell, monitor me 24/7, test my blood, I would be over the legal limit probably for 6 months without ever taking anything. So the reality is that it's not as conducive as a blood alcohol level. I would be a lot more concerned if she was being charged with a marijuana crime like this, but for the blood alcohol level, that makes sense. And that's because I use high THC concentrates, and I have for many, many years. So that's just the way that is. Your body metabolizes things differently. Every single person is different. That's why when we used to watch CPS cases and people would have hair follicles done, and they may, everybody's hair grows differently. So it's actually not as reliable for all hair types to find out if somebody's been using more frequently or closer to the time. It's a thing that we saw happen a lot. And if you had a good lawyer, they may be able to explain that to the judge, but a lot of judges just took it as fucking gospel.
Right, Ms. Garcia, I know this case goes back now to last year. I know from what I've seen in the file and from what Mr. White has told me, you've been addressing your issues, which is exactly what you should do.
That's over a year.
It's absolutely the way to avoid repeating any of this. And I know that you would not want to experience a tragedy if you were to repeat this behavior and it were to come out worse. So I'm going to count on you to be able to continue in that same sort of lane and stay with your counseling. If you do use medical cannabis, that you use it appropriately and consistently with the our policy for that.
Oh, I'll use it consistently.
Certainly no restriction on you using it appropriately under those circumstances, but that also does not, as you should know, entitle you to drive while you're under the influence of cannabis, even if it's for medical.
She has a suspended license.
All right,
She
well,
can't
Ms.
drive
Garcia, then
anyways.
for each count, your sentence will be 364 days with 363 suspended. These are all concurrent with each other. You have credit for 1 day served on each. Financial obligations are going to be limited to a probation fee of $120. All the other fines and costs will be waived. Conditions of your suspended sentence for the next 2 years are don't violate the law, don't go to bars or taverns, don't drive without a driver's license and insurance, don't refuse a breath test, don't consume alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs unless you comply with the medical cannabis rules that we have for people on probation.
So just talk to my probation officer or the person that's in charge of me. Okay. How long do I have to get and connect with him? How does that work?
You can do that right away.
Will there be, is there like a formal supervisor, probation
There's
supervisor?
not, but she'll need to go over the policy with the.
Yeah, I'm just curious if I have to do monthly check-ins or whatever I have to do, I'll do whatever I have to do.
Yeah, I'll check that here, and the number for them is right here on the judgment. You just reach out to them and they'll schedule an appointment with you to go
Do you guys
over
think
those
this shirt's
rules.
appropriate for work?
Okay.
I'm trying to make some really good
All right, and
sales.
then your affirmative obligations here are, are to get your substance use evaluation and follow the treatment recommendations, complete one session of the victim panel, and start turning in proof of those things to the court by February 28th.
By February 20th, start showing proof of everything?
That's right.
Oh my god. that's
Okay,
cute.
I already have all that done anyways. It's all done.
Okay, very good. All right, Ms. Garcia, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a wonderful day.
Peace out, A-Town. Do, 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 do.
On the,
Oh man, I wish I worked in a whorehouse. Actually, I wish I owned a whorehouse. I came up with a really good business plan for that one time.
Mr. White, any other issues you'd like to call?
Mayor, call Nicholas Tahone. Was present in court, still here.
Yep. Mr. Chahon, good morning.
Your Honor, this is Ms. Clark's case now. It's a new case to her. Because of that, she's asking for a good cause continuance with another pretrial set for sometime early January, in order to familiarize herself with the case and communicate with Mr. Tahone and make a plan moving forward. So I guess we'd ask to strike the trial and reset dates with a pretrial in early January.
State.
No objection to a continuance here, Your Honor. A couple of things to flag for the court. The backup matter ending in 7855. I don't think there was ever an arraignment.
It's still in the future. It's scheduled. for
Okay, it's
January
scheduled
6th.
out? Okay. Then I do see the new law violation for the D3, but state's not gonna take any action today on that.
All right, Mr. Tahone, I'll find good cause based on your attorney's motion to continue and the reasons that she gave. We'll enact an excluded period and continue the trial. Set your trial for February 25th.
1 month before my birthday, March 25th.
And I'll just remind you, you have a court date on January 6th for that driving while suspended case. And
That's not a really good day. We all remember
And
that
that trial
day.
date again was
2/25.
Your Honor.
Okay. If you haven't
Tomorrow
already
will
made
be
an
in the evening, a later show.
February 25th.
I'm not a good person either, William. Don't you worry.
Okay, Mr. Tahone, you're good to go, sir.
Thank you.
Good person calls McEwen.
Melinda McEwen. Thought I
My
saw
birthday is
her.
March
Yeah, she's
25th. I'm an
Mr.
Aries.
McEwen, would you turn on your camera and microphone, please?
And actually, you know what's funny is my boss and the new girl at work are both also Aries, but I think I'm the strongest because I'm the first Aries. No, Bev, more like around
No, all right, Mr. White.
maybe 9 o'clock your time.
You know, we're asking for.
6 my time, maybe.
To strike the trial dates in this case and asking for a continuance. I know this case is getting kind of old. Ms. McEwen is working to resolve a few matters that she's got going on, that the outcome of this case could have significant consequences associated with it. She is working to get everything sorted out, just due to financial constraints. Everything else needs a little bit more time. We can submit a waiver. I just wanted to see if the court was willing to grant the continuance pursuant to that. If the court denies the continuance, then I guess we'll just stick with what we have for now.
All right, what's the state's position on the motion to continue?
No objection to a continuance. I just want to flag for the court, those 2 active warrants have been out for at least a year. I know the court's been asking for those to be addressed. But no objection to a continuance.
She is trying to coordinate with Mason County. Apparently, the process has been one that their specific process out there has been one that she has not been able to, I guess, follow through with at this point, but she has been in contact with them to try to get that arranged.
Okay, Ms. McEwen, I'll find good cause based on your attorney's representation about your need to continue your case to get it ready. Your trial date for the 15th of December is canceled. Your trial will now be on February 23rd with trial confirmation on February 13th. Stay in good contact with Mr. White, and we'll mark this as last continuance for this case. And you are good to go. Mr. White?
I'm pretty sure she's frozen, guys.
Yes, Your Honor, I've got a few, well, I'll step back and the rest are 3/4, I'll step back.
Mark?
All right, last case, and then I've got to say goodbye. I've got to finish getting ready. Miss McEwen pieced out. She put a picture of herself up when they said she had warrants, and then she pieced the fuck out. Oh. Sob story. Sob story on the way. I can feel it.
This is Catherine Anderson. She's number one. She's numbers 1 and 2 on the 10 a.m. calendar. For number 2, she's here for a trial confirmation. I've just inherited this case from Ms. Vallejos, and with Ms. Anderson's help, we're asking, well, I've placed a speedy trial waiver in the judge's folder at 10 a.m. And so we're asking for the 90 days to give Ms. Anderson some time to recover.
They're coming for me.
No objection to that
You
request.
hear it?
All right, and Ms. Anderson, you were just released from custody a couple of weeks ago, weren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
It actually sounds like they're coming.
Strike the trial. It's preset trial to February 23rd. Confirmation February
Out of
13th.
curiosity, could that possibly be changed? My sister died on that day last year.
We can move that to February 25th.
Thank you so much.
And then I know you have another case coming up for arraignment. I just want to make sure I remind you of that date. Your court date is on the 10th, so that's
Your Honor,
Wednesday.
we would actually ask to address that today. On the 10th, Miss Anderson has an appointment to have some screws inserted into her pelvis. She just got hit by a car.
I
Which is why she
honestly
missed the
love it
original
when I
arraignment.
get
Got
screwed in my pelvis. I'm just gonna be honest. But I think we mean different things. So perhaps it's not as fun for her. I'm not sure. But like that would not be a reason I would avoid court. I don't know.
set. So we're asking to address the arraignment today.
Well, let's see, you were in court November 20th. Let's see, got a notice of appearance from you, Ms. Clark.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are entirely within your rights to waive that arraignment and waive appearance at that hearing.
Your Honor, the state's not prepared to arraign the defendant on the new charge today, so.
Well, she's entitled to waive arraignment. She already appeared she appeared for a preliminary hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to plead guilty today for for this charge.
The protection order charge?
Yes, Your Honor. We will actually be entering a plea of guilty and be given the time to prepare the documents.
Protection order charge?
Oh, second here.
I can't believe I spilled all over my fucking pants. Honestly, half the time, William, I think they are
The
afraid
case
to tell
isn't
me that
on
I
the
don't work there.
calendar today for anything other than a backup, just to check the file. So not gonna, your change of plea or disposition today.
But I'm a pretty big fucking deal, so. Just kidding.
So like I said, you're on the calendar for arraignment on the 10th, next Wednesday. You are entitled under the rules to waive that appearance and that arraignment if you choose to do so. I'll leave that up to you to decide, but for now, that date is set on December 10th.
Thank you.
All right. And,
I'm pretty good at
Sanderson,
most things I put
your
my mind
cover,
to.
I've been in your spot recently, so
Really?
looks like you got it a little worse than I did, but I hope you have a quick recovery from that.
He got screwed in the
okay.
pelvis too?
It's definitely my fault though.
Okay, shut up, girl.
Okay,
Shut the
that'll
fuck up.
take care of
She
your
looks
cases
messy.
for today. We'll maybe see you next week.
I mean, messy.
I'll make sure of it.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay.
All right, that's it. That's all. Sorry, Judge. Sorry. Um, flu powder. Travel by flu powder. Oh, William, I have impersonated my way to a few different places before. Don't you worry. Clipboard, high-vis vest, you can get in almost anywhere you need to go. Honestly, carrying a clipboard and looking pensive, people avoid you. Oh, also at my work, if you carry around an iPad, oh my gosh, people will run the other way. Anyways, guys, thank you for being here today. Thank you for hanging out with me while my hair dried, but my pants got wet. I'm not going to blame anybody specifically for that. You know who you are. But thank you guys so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go to Costco after work. I'm going to try and get off early, and then we'll try and do the show as soon as we can. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here today. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Should I wear this to work? Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.